Hello students, in this video I am going to continue chapter 5 from your book Vistas'Should Wizard Hit Mommy. So till now we studied that the Jack is telling a story to Joe. Joe is a 4-year daughter of Jack, and he is telling a bedtime story as he tells a bedtime story every day or almost or especially on Saturday. So it is Saturday today, and he's telling a story about a Roger skunk. Skunk is a kind of burrowing animal that I told already. So इस एनिमल के बारे में स्टोरी यहाँ पे सुनाते हैं, और जो एक पैटर्न पे स्टोरी सुनाते हैं. पैटर्न में इसलिए डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि आज हम लोग जहाँ से शुरू करेंगे यहाँ से इसमें पैटर्न के बारे में आपको बताना पड़ेगा फिर. सो जैक जो है स्टोरी जब भी जो को सुनाते हैं तो एक उनका बेसिक पैटर्न स्टोरी का है, जिसमें वो पर डे, क्योंकि एवरी डे इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल टू इन्वेंट अ न्यू स्टोरी. इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल, यू कैन ऑल्सो इमेजिन इट. तो यहाँ पे जैक जो है एक पैटर्न बना रखे हैं और उसी पैटर्न पे स्टोरी सुनाते हैं, और सिर्फ एनिमल का मैंने कैरेक्टर का नाम चेंज कर देते हैं. तो स्टोरी जो सुना रहे हैं वो उसमें आज सुना रहे हैं रोजर स्कंक के बारे में. और पैटर्न क्या है स्टोरी का कि एवरी डे जब वो जो कोई स्टोरी सुनाते हैं जैक उसके फादर, तो उसमें वो सुनाते हैं कि एक रोजर नाम से एनिमल है, उस एनिमल को कोई प्रॉब्लम है. फिर वो प्रॉब्लम के लिए वाइज ओल्ड आउल के पास जाता है. वाइज ओल्ड आउल उसको सजेस्ट करता है कि विजर्ड के पास है, और विजर्ड उसके प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व कर देता है. सॉल्व करने के बाद विजर्ड उससे उस एनिमल से उतने पैसे डिमांड करता है जितने उसके पास नहीं होते हैं. ये भी स्टोरी का पार्ट है. फिर वो विजर्ड उसको सजेस्ट करता है कि आप मतलब वहाँ पे जाइए. वो एक प्लेस बताता है जो मैजिक वेल है, कि आप वहाँ पे जाओ, राउंड लो, और फिर आपको जितने पैसे आपको कम पड़ते हैं. जैसे यहाँ पर इस स्टोरी में जो रोजर स्कंक सुना रहे हैं, रोजर स्कंक के बारे में जैक सुना रहे हैं, इसमें 4 पेनीज थे रोजर स्कंक के पास. स्टूडेंट्स आपको याद हो तो 4 पेनीज थे, 7 पेनीज का डिमांड था विजार्ड का. तो विजार्ड ने सजेस्ट किया कि आप जाइए उस मैजिक वेल के पास और वहाँ पे 3 राउंड्स लीजिएगा. फिर उस वेल में देखिएगा आपको 3 पेनीज मिल जाएंगे तुमको, और तुम मुझे ला के दे देना. तो ये भी स्टोरी का पार्ट था. यहाँ तक स्टोरी सुनाते थे. फिर वो आगे स्टोरी सुनाते थे कि वो फैमिली अपना सपर मतलब अपना जो डिनर है वो खाते थे. वो उस एनिमल का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाता था. फिर वो एनिमल काफ़ी खुश होकर वापस जंगल में आता था और दूसरे एनिमल्स के साथ खेलता था, और शाम को वो वापस लौटता था जब वो अपने डैडी के बॉस्टन एक सिटी का नाम है, सो बॉस्टन से आने की आवाज़ सुनता था. जो उसके डैडी ट्रेन से आते थे, ट्रेन विशेष जब सुनता था तो उस एनिमल को लगता था कि अब डैडी आ गए होंगे, तो घर दौड़ के भागता था. फिर रात को सब खाना खाते थे पूरे एनिमल फैमिली, और यहाँ पर स्टोरी ख़त्म हो जाती थी. तो अब तक स्टोरी में हम लोग यहाँ पे देख चुके हैं कि विजर्ड ने उस एनिमल का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर दिया है रोजर स्कंक का. और रोजर स्कंक जो है, सो जो स्टोरी यहाँ तक हो गया कि एनिमल का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गया था. वो एनिमल्स के साथ, दूसरे एनिमल्स के साथ, क्योंकि इसका बहुत बैड स्मेल था. अब स्मेल ऑफ रोजेज इसको मिल गया था, और इसने 4 पेनीज थे, 3 पेनीज इसने एक्स्ट्रा वो राउंड लेके पेमेंट कर दिया, जो कि विजर्ड ने बताया. और वो आके डिफरेंट गेम्स अब अदर एनिमल्स के साथ रोजर स्कंक खेल रहा है. अब आगे देखिए, यहाँ से स्टोरी हम कंटिन्यू करते हैं. जो इज स्टार्टिंग टू फर्स्ट विथ हर हैंड्स एंड लुक आउट ऑफ द विंडो. Now, as you know that while Joe is listening the story, her father is telling the story, Jack, she is lying on a big double bed, and now she started looking out of the window, and she started fussing with her hands. She started moving her hands. Fussing means moving her hands, and look out of the window at the crack of day that showed under the shed. So at the crack of day means it was actually a time, you can say, which was neither evening nor day. It was a twilight time actually. And twilight time, the sun, the last, you can say, last evening sun rays were shining on the window of Jack, that showed under the shade. Means under the shade, that was shade, you can say, the curtain here. Okay, so under the shade, so students, under the shade means clear meaning is here. There was a shadow was created, and near that shed, actually you can say the shade of a house also, the shade of a different house also, the shade of a tree also might have been. It has not been described here clearly. So but the said means that there is a kind of construction on which the sun is shining, and she is looking out of the window to that sun ray. She thought that the story was all over, because why she was doing so, because she started moving her hands, and she started looking out of the window, because she thought that the story was over, because it was the point where the story gets over, the animal problem got solved, and the animal father returned and then supper. So almost it is the kind of position which was told in the story by Jack, and Joe thought that the story is over. That's why she distracted her from the story. Jack didn't like women when they took anything for granted. Actually, Jack didn't like here the special quality of woman. He hated that, and in that the women take anything for granted. Means the thing which does not happen, they think that it has happened. As here, Joe thought that story is over. He liked them apprehensive. He liked that the woman should be interesting. Okay, hanging on his words. Now he was focusing on his words. Now, Joe, are you listening? And he saw that Joe is not listening, but then he stitched on his words and told, now, Joe, are you listening to the story? Yes, she said yes. Actually, she was not listening, but while her father told, she told yes, because this is very interesting. Roger's interesting. Now, Jack told, because whatever I am going to tell you, it is very interesting. Roger Skunk's mummy said. Now the story continues. So this is the extra portion of the story which is added by Jack in this special story, rather than whatever the story is used to tell in the previous times. This part was not described in that. Today is adding that. Roger Skunk's mummy said, "What is the awful smell?" So while Roger Skunk returned to his home to that animal, Roger Skunk's mother asked that, "What is that awful smell? What is that bad smell?" Students, listen carefully. This Roger skunk animal had a very bad smell. Because of that, none of the animals liked to play with him. Now his smell had been changed from bad one to smell of roses. Okay, but while he returned, his mother is asking that, what is this awful smell? Smell of roses is called awful by mother. Why? Students, can you understand this? Because this animal not only changes his smell, this animal changes identity. Okay, and changing identity, it is not the solution of the problem. Changing identity means you are losing your identity, and in future perhaps people will not identify you. Okay, so our smell means in whatever the caste, in whatever the creed, in whatever the community we take birth, that is our identity, and we must proud on that. What? Okay, Joe is asking what? According to her, why is she saying what? Because according to her, the wizard did a very good thing to change the smell of that Roger skunk from a bad one to the smell of roses. But here mother is saying, what is that awful smell? Then she says that, what? And Roger skunk said, it's me, mummy. And then story continues. Jack told the story to Joe and said that the Roger skunk replied of her mother's question that, it's me, mummy. I smell like roses. And he told that I smell like roses. And she said, means his mother said, Roger skunk mother said, who made you smell like that? That who gave you that smell? And he said, then Roger skunk replied, the wizard, that the magician changed my smell. And she said, well, of all the knobs, means, okay, well, she said, of all the knobs, she controlled her anger. You come with me, Roger skunk mother told, that you come with me, and we are going right back to that very awful wizard, and we are going right back to that very awful, very bad smelling, very bad wizard, magician. Joe sat up. While Joe listened to the part of the story, she got up. She was lying actually in the bed, but she got up. Her hands dabbling in the air. She started moving her hands. Dabbling is moving in her hands in the air with genuine fright, with the expected fear. What was kind of fear which she was expecting? Joe perhaps thought that now mother is going to the wizard and she will again ask that wizard to change his smell from roses to his original one. That was a bad one. That's why she become very much stressed. But daddy, now Joe is speaking also. But daddy, then he said about the other little animals ran away. Then he now she's thinking that in the next part of the story, her father will tell her that while her mother is taking him back to the wizard to change his smell, he would have definitely told. He means for a Roger skunk. So she is saying, but daddy, then he means तब तो Roger skunk animal ने डेफिनेटली सेड अबाउट द अदर लिटिल एनिमल्स रन अवे, उसने बताया होगा मदर को कि जो दूसरे जानवर थे वो जब मैं खेलने जाता तो वो भाग जाते थे और इसलिए मैंने अपना स्मेल चेंज करा। उसने ये बताया नहीं बताया, ये यहाँ पर जो ने अपने फादर से बोला। हर हैंड्स स्किटर्ड ऑफ, हर हैंड्स वर मूविंग ऑफ, एक्चुअली हटा लेना, दैट स्किटर्ड ऑफ मींस हर हैंड्स वर inside the cover that she moved out into the underbrush. Okay, her hands skittered off into the underbrush means till now he was, as students you know that till now he was moving her hands, that is making a dabbling into the air. Her hands were moving, Joe hands were moving into the air. But after saying this, that he would have told her mother definitely that he got changed his smell because he liked that, and none of the animals like to play with him, that's why. And saying this, she skittered up, she entered her hand, actually she entered her hand inside the कवर। बस उसने वो चादर ओढ़ रखी थी, आपको पता है पहले से उसने चादर ओढ़ रखा था, और उसने अपना हाथ चादर से बाहर निकाला, हाथ मूव करते हुए बोला कि उसने तो अपने मदर से बताया होगा कि क्यों उसने अपना स्मेल चेंज करा, क्योंकि दूसरे जानवर उसके साथ खेलना पसंद नहीं करते, तो भाग जाते थे। ऐसा कहते, इतना कहने के बाद उसने अपने हाथ को मतलब चादर के भीतर घुसा दिया इनटू द अंडरब्रश, जैसे कि मतलब कोई जानवर झाड़ियों में छुप जाता है, उस तरह से अपने हाथ को उसने छुपा लिया। अंडरब्रश मीन्स दैट इज द अंडर द बुश एक्चुअली। ऑल राइट ही सेड बट मम्मी, ऑल राइट ही सेड मीन्स now Jack is telling the story to her to his daughter Joe, that yes Joe, all right, he told. Okay, but he said, but mummy, means Roger Skunk replied her mother that mummy, all the other little animals ran away, that all the other little animals ran away. And she said, and then his mother replied, I don't care that all the other little animals ran away or not. You smelled the way a little skunk should have, and I am going to take you right back to that wizard. Means your previous smell, or smelled, means your previous smell was just like the smell a skunk should have, and I am going back right away to that wizard. Okay, and she took an umbrella. Then Roger Skunk's mother took an umbrella and went back with Roger Skunk and hit that wizard right over the head. And she went to that wizard and she hit straight on with that umbrella on the head of that wizard. No, Joe said. While Joe is listening to the part of the story, she said, no, according to Joe, it happened very wrong. Because a person who helped him, in place of giving him reward or appreciation, he was being punished, and put her hand out to touch his lips. And she brought out her hands from the under the covers, and she was almost about to touch the lips of her father, because she disliked this incident of the story so much that she wanted to put her fingers on the father's lips, that father, don't speak such type of stories. Yet even in her agitation, but even she was stating when she was protesting, her father did not quite dare to stop the source of truth. She was not dare to stop the quite source of truth, means the truth that she was a daughter and she should not put her finger on the lips of her father. So इवन सी वॉज स्टेटिंग, प्रोटेस्ट कर रही थी, लेकिन इतना उसे केयरफुल वो जरूर थी, उसे इस ट्रूथ से इस ट्रूथ को वो ये ट्रूथ उसे पता था कि वो डॉटर है और उसे अपने फादर के लिप्स पे फिंगर नहीं रखना चाहिए। ये मतलब जो है एक्टिविटी का एग्जेग्रेशन हो जाएगा, एक्सेस हो जाएगा। Inspiration came to her. She became inspired, perhaps means she got the sense that he is his father and he is her father, and it will be wrong to put her finger over his lips. Then the wizard hit her on the head. बट उसने ये जरूर पूछा, स्टूडेंट्स देखिए इसको, यही टॉपिक है इस चैप्टर का, शुड विजार्ड हिट मम्मी और नॉट। तो अब ये जो का एक्सपेक्टेशन है, उसने फिंगर्स तो अपने फादर के लिप्स पे नहीं रखा, क्योंकि उसको ये स्टोरी का पार्ट बहुत बुरा लगा उसके हिसाब से, क्योंकि उस मैजिशियन ने हेल्प की थी रोजर स्कंक की, और हेल्प के बदले उसको पीट दिया। अब वो पूछ रहा है, देन द विजार्ड हिट हर मीन्स, देन शी इज सेइंग दैट व्हाइल मदर हिट विजार्ड ऑन द हेड, देन that wizard also would have hit her mother on the head and did not change, and he had not changed the little skunk smell also. So यहाँ पे जो की टू एक्सपेक्टेशंस हैं। पहला वो कह रही है कि तब फादर मतलब आप स्टोरी में आगे यही बताएंगे कि फिर विजार्ड ने भी हिट किया मदर को और उसने उस स्कंक का कलर स्मेल चेंज नहीं किया। नो, ही सेड, नाउ जैक सेड, नो, it did not happen. Whatever you are thinking, it did not happen. The wizard said okay. The wizard said okay, and Roger Skunk did not smell of roses anymore, and it means that Roger Skunk returned the actual smell of uh, Roger skunk to him. That wizard returned the actual smell, original smell of Roger skunk to him. He smelled very bad again. Again, he started smelling very bad. But the other little Amam means animals actually, because she is a 4 years child, so she is not able to pronounce properly the animal word. I said, but what about the other little animal? Oh, that means according to her, it was a very bad move in the story. Johnny, it is the full name of Joe. Johnny, it's daddy's story. It's daddy's story. Shall daddy not tell you any more stories? Now Jack is getting angry and saying that shall daddy is not telling any story in the future? Her broad face looked at him through shifted light. Her broad face was visible through the shifted light sunlight that was coming from the window. Astound that she frightened. She frightened to listen that her father will not tell her a story in future. This is what happened. This is what happened means whatever I'm telling you, that what happened. Then Roger skunk and his mummy went home. Then Roger skunk and his mummy both went home, and they heard ooh ooh. That is the sound of train. Ooh ooh, and it was the choo-choo train bringing Daddy skunk home from Boston. He told that ooh train means the train arrived. The choo-choo is the name of the train. He told that then mother and Roger skunk both returned home, and ooh making the choo-choo train making ooh sound brought his daddy back from Boston. And they had lima beans. Lima beans actually it's a kind of beans. It's a species of bean. So now they are having their food. In food they are having lima beans, celery, that is called salad actually. Liver, you know that it's a part of actually it's a part of meat. Liver, mashed potatoes. They have stuffed potatoes. Potatoes are boiled or ripe and they are mashed. Okay, it is mashed potatoes. They have mashed potatoes and pie. And they have pie also. Pie is a kind of, you can say, kachori or something, or pie means stuffed actually meat also. For dessert. And they have pie and they have dessert also. Dessert, you know that खाने के बाद जो मीठा लिया जाता है, dessert. And when Roger skunk was in bed, was in his bed, he was sleeping, Mummy skunk came up and hugged him. And I mean showed her love and said he smelled like her little baby skunk again. And she further told, Roger skunk mother further told, that now he is smelling again as her baby skunk should smell, and she loved him very much, and she loved that Roger skunk very much. And that's the end of the story. Now here the story ends. Okay, but daddy, now Joe is asking, okay, to her daddy, but daddy, Jack told, what? Then did the other little animals run away? Means it means that now again he got the bad smell, so other little animals would have run away from him. No. Now Jack said, no, other little animals did not run away, because eventually they got even used to the way he was and did not mind it at all. Because eventually means finally all the animals got used to his bad smell, and they did not mind his bad smell at all, and they started playing with him. Means in a due course of time, all the little animals got accustomed to his Roger skunk's bad smell, and they now they had no problem to play with him. What's eventually, students? It is a very funny line. Eventually, बिकॉज जो इज अ 4 year child, वो 4 साल की बच्ची है, तो वो इवेंचुअली वर्ड को अच्छे से प्रोनाउंस नहीं कर पाए, उसमें इवेंचुअलिटी करिए. फादर, व्हाट्स इवेंचुअलिटी? सो इट मीन्स इवेंचुअली मीन्स in a little while. So actually it is eventually, but she is a 4 year child, she is not able to pronounce it properly, so she says eventually, but that is eventually actually. So she is asking that, father, what is the meaning of eventually? Means what is the meaning of eventually? Jack replied, in a little while means in some time, in due course of time. That was a stupid mommy, Joe said, but that was a stupid mommy. Okay, why is Joe said that was a stupid mommy? Because as a childish view in this story, students, 2 points have been discussed very seriously. One, that we have to reply the interesting the curious questions of children. Okay, we should not have to rebuke them. Another, that we should not change our identity. And third one, that you will find a question also, that either Joe was right or Jack was right. So Joe is also right at his point, and Jack is also right at his point, because Joe is also right at her point, and Joe is also right at his point. Reason, because Joe is elder, and it is the duty of elders to clear the doubt of children, and but definitely the children will ask according to their point of view. So here, whatever Joe is thinking about mommy's mummy's step, in which she went and she beat that wizard, and she asked him to change the smell of rosary skunk again into the bad one. According to her, it was a bad a move on the behalf of mother. That's why she says she was a stupid mommy. It was not. But then Jack said that no, it was not a stupid mommy. He said with a rare emphasis. He said, emphasizing on these words, he gave a special stress and attention. दैट वॉज वेरी रेयर, मीन्स जैक कभी इतना इम्फेसिस से कोई स्टेटमेंट बोलते नहीं थे, लेकिन अभी जो इन्होंने इट वॉज नॉट बोला वो बहुत ही स्पेशल अटेंशन के साथ बोला. एंड बिलीव्ड from her expression, and it was to see the facial expression of Jack, it was believed that she realized he was defending, that she means that Joe realized that he was defending his own mother to her, that he was not defending the mother of Roger Skunk here, that he was defending his own mother here actually, or something as odd, or something might have been means else, means यहाँ पे जो ने जिस इम्फेसिस के साथ ये स्टेटमेंट बोला उससे ये क्लियर हो गया, सॉरी जैक ने जो स्टेटमेंट बोला उससे जो को ये क्लियर हो गया कि वो यहाँ पर रोजर स्कंक के मदर को डिफेंड नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो शायद अपने मदर को या फिर किसी और के मदर को, इस तरह से हो सकता है कि जो के मदर को भी, क्लियर को भी शायद डिफेंड करते हो. मतलब यहाँ पर अगर जो को ये बोला कि वो स्टूपिड मम्मी है, तो फ्यूचर में वो फिर और भी अपने मम्मी के बारे में या फिर और भी किसी के मदर के बारे में ऐसा स्टेटमेंट बोल सकती है. तो सो जो ने जैक ने इस चीज़ को क्लियर करने की कोशिश करी. Now I want you to put your big heavy head in the pillow. Now he said that I want to be your big size head in the pillow and have a good long nap and sleep. He adjusted the shed so not even a crack of day showed. He adjusted the shed means curtain, and because not even a crack of day means any sunlight should enter, because till the moment sunlight will enter she will not sleep. And tiptoed to the door. Tiptoed, you know that tip of the toe means he was moving. Tip of the toe. Tiptoed walking is a kind of walking, very silent walking, sacred walking, means a kind of walking noiseless. मतलब जब आप टो के टिप से, पैर के टो के टिप से चलते हैं तो पैर दबा के चलते हैं और आप चाहते हैं कि कोई आवाज़ ना हो, तो जैसे ही यहाँ पर जैक ने कर्टेन को एडजस्ट किया वो टिप टोड होते हुए डोर की तरफ, मतलब काफ़ी धीरे धीरे गया कि जो जग न जाए. In the pretense of that she was already asleep, means he thought that pretense means he was actually confused that Joe was already sleeping, but when he turned Jack, she was crouching on the top of the covers. She was actually sitting on the top of the covers, okay, and staring at him and looking at him. तो इनको लगा कि वो सो गई है, इसलिए वो टिप टॉट गए, और लेकिन जब डोर के पास जाके घूमकर मुड़कर देखा उसको, तो फिर उन्होंने देखा कि वो बेडशीट के ऊपर, वो चादर के ऊपर बैठी हुई है और इन्हीं की तरफ देख रही है. हे गेट अंडर द कवर्स एंड फॉल फास्ट asleep. Then Jack told her that, hey you, Joe, get inside the cover, and fell fast again fast asleep. Bobby's asleep because Bobby, your brother, is sleeping. She stood up and bounced gingerly on the springs of now, but in spite of sleeping, she got up, okay, and she started jumping gingerly means carefully on the springs, because the bed was made of spring, और जब जंप करते थे तो बेड भी थोड़ा जंप करता था. तो शी स्टार्टेड जंपिंग केयरफुली ऑन द स्प्रिंग्स. डैडी, शी टोल्ड डैडी. Jack told what? Tomorrow I want you to tell me the story. Tomorrow I want that you should tell me the story that wizard took that magic wand and hit that mummy. That wizard took the magic stick and hit the mother. मीन्स उसके इस चाइल्डिश दिमाग में अभी भी ये बात गूंज रही है, अभी ये बात रोम कर रही है. वो बार बार ये सोच रही है कि यहाँ पर मदर ने गलत किया था रोजर स्कंक के साथ. तो वो कह रही है कि कल आप स्टोरी कहिएगा जिसमें बताइएगा कि विजर्ड ने मम्मी को मारा. हर प्लम्स आर्म्स चॉप फोर्सफुली, और उसने ये जो स्टेटमेंट बोला, प्लम्प मीन्स हर स्मॉल आर्म्स, चॉप मीन्स मूव्ड फोर्सफुली, मीन्स सी मेड द हैंड जेस्चर, मतलब उसने हाथ से इशारा कर, जैसे किसी को मारते हैं तो हाथ से इशारा करते बोला कि आप ऐसे बताइएगा कि उसने मम्मी को, मतलब वो रोजर स्कंक की मम्मी को मारा. राइट ओवर द हेड मीन्स बिल्कुल उसके सिर पे मारा. सो दैट स्टूडेंट्स मीन्स स्टिल द चाइल्डिश डिजायर इज नॉट satisfied. No, that's not the story, Jack told her. No, that's not the story. The point is that why I will not tell the story like that, because the little skunk loved his mummy more, because the little skunk loved his mummy more than he loved all other little animals, and she knew what was right. So Jack here tried to protest the activities of elders, and he told that because little skunk loved his mummy the most, and he knew that whatever his mummy did for him, that was right, and he loved his mummy the most rather than all little animals. Means if he will not play with animals, he will be quite happy. If he will not take favor, if he will not get favor from the wizard, he will be very happy. But if he will not stay with her, with his mother, he will not be happy. He will be very sad. So Roger Skunk loved his mummy the most, and he rather than the all other animals, and she knew, and her his mother knew that what was right for him. That's why she did a right thing. Means according here, Jack was trying to suggest Joe, and as per Joe, he's trying to suggest to all of us that whatever our elders do for us, they do for our betterment. No, tomorrow you say he hit that mummy. Do it. She kicked her legs up and sat down on the bed with a great heave and complaint of springs. Joe kicked with her legs on the bed and sat down with a great heave, means with a great sigh, big breath, long breath, and complained, and she started complaining about the springs of the bed, as she had done hundreds of times before. As she had done hundreds of times, means the complaint was not the first time complaint. She had done it before 100 times, except that this time she did not laugh. But except on other occasions, this time she did not laugh. On other occasions, whenever she complained about the springs, she laughed also. But today she did not laugh. Okay. So she said that, no daddy, tomorrow you will say that he means wizard hit mummy. Okay, he will tell me like that story. Said daddy. Again she is insisting that daddy said, okay, well, we will see. Now daddy said that, okay, we will see tomorrow. Now at least he have a rest. Now at least have a rest. Stay on bed. Stay on the bed. You are a good girl. Now he's making, while he saw that anger can't solve the problem, now he's showering the love and said, you know that you are a very good girl, okay, and so that, and please sleep. He closed the door and went downstairs. Saying this, Jack closed the door and he went downstairs. Claire had spread the newspaper. Claire, his wife, had spread the newspaper and opened the paint can, and says opened the paint canister, that is because she was doing painting work, and wearing an old shirt of his on top of her maternity smock, and she was wearing the old shirt of Jack. His means Jack's old shirt, because he was doing painting work, over her maternity smock, means that is called blouse. Was stroking the chair rail. She was at this time stroking the chair rail. Chair rail means the arm of the chair. She was stroking with her paint brush on the arm of the chair with a dip brush. She has dipped the brush into the paint and she was painting that. Above him, footsteps vibrated, but just above him, on the first floor where Joe and Bobby was sleeping, the footsteps vibrated. Means he listened, Jack listened the vibration of the foot, as you can listen also that छत पे कोई अगर चल रहा हो तो वाइब्रेशन नीचे भी सुनाई देता है, तो ये वाइब्रेशन यहाँ पे सुनाई दिया. इसका मतलब यह है कि जो अभी तक सोई नहीं है और वो मूव कर रही है, चल रही है. Listen this. Jack became angry and called, Johnny, shall I come up there and spank you? Shall I come up there and splash you? Means क्या आऊँ मैं तुम्हें थप्पड़ लगाऊँ? The footstep hesitated, but listen this. The footstep hesitated means the footsteps which are moving and the sound, the vibration was felt. That stopped. That was a long story, Claire said. Claire said, today it became a very long story. Means his wife said. The poor kid, he said, yes, because of that girl. He answered, and with utter weariness and with extreme weariness, tiredness, watched his wife labor. He was that his wife was working so hard. The woodwork, she was painting the woodwork, a cage of moldings. He saw that there was a cage of moldings made of iron and rails, and he saw the rails, various furniture parts, the arms and baseboard. There was a baseboard also. Baseboard is a kind of game. There was a board of that. All around them, means all around that ground floor, the furniture was spread that she was painting. It was half old tan and half new ivory. Means the things were looking half old tan, means of her half old color. Okay, because that was, means he said that the parts of the furniture which was not painted looking old tan color, means faded color, and the rest part of the furnitures which have been painted till now were looking ivory, means looking shining color. Ivory, you know that elephant tusk को बोलते हैं, हाथी दांत, मतलब चमक रहा था. आधा जो फर्नीचर वो चमक रहा था, आधा जो है वो, मतलब जो फर्नीचर्स के पार्ट्स पेंट हो गए थे वो चमक रहे थे, और आधा जो अभी नहीं पेंट हुए थे वो उसी तरह से tan old दिख रहे थे और dirty दिख रहे थे, and he felt caught in an ugly middle position, and all of a sudden he got stuck into a thought. And though he as well felt his wife's presence in the cage, and he thought that he along with his wife, he was captured in a cage with him, and he thought that his wife is also captured with him. He did not want to speak with her, and because of that he did not want to speak with her. He worked with her. He did not wanted to work with her, touch her. He did not even wanted to touch her anything. He did not want to do anything. Students, that means why he was got in a ugly middle position. This is a question also you can find, a very important question. Ugly middle position means he belonged from a middle class family. He worked from Monday to Saturday, and whenever he returns home, even on Saturday he has a happiness of Sunday holiday, but his happiness was spoiled because he has to still tell a story to his daughter Joe, and his life was still full of problems because he was working so hard but not able to earn sufficient amount of money. By that he could hire some painter, or even a servant who could do the domestic works. Means he was working hard for her family members' comfort, but he saw that even his wife in a pregnant condition, she was working so hard. So he thought that what a bad life, what a unpleasant life, and what a troublesome life I have. And because of that, he found that he was surrounded. He was captured into a cage and surrounded by problems. He and along with his wife. Thank you, friends.